Well, good morning. My name's Bill. I'm with the Lower Merion Department, Fire Marshal's Office. Been a firefighter for over 40 years. What I'm just going to talk about some things that are important, and some of the things that I think are important that you need to know, and some of the things that, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think they're good to know. The most important thing, and I'm going to harp on, is your plan. Knowing your plan, knowing what your responsibilities are with your plan. When the fire alarm goes off, especially when you're not expecting it, things rarely go as planned. I mean, everything in the building looks great. You've got a sprinkler system here. That is huge. Fire alarm system. That's going to give you a little bit of early warning. We need to make sure that we have a plan to get everybody out. If there's a report of smoke, we will be getting EMS.
What do you suggest is the best thing to do? Should they look for where the fire might be to get those people first, or should they go with the plan of how we usually get people out?
I mean, just for the sake of consistency, I would go with the plan, because if we do things repetitively the same way every time, things are going to fall into place a little bit better. As you're getting people out, you can probably go to the annunciator panel at the door, and that may tell you what smoke alarm went off.
Okay.
In that case, then as you're getting people out, okay, it was the smoke in the kitchen. I will tell you that with a sprinkler system now, probably only one of these heads is going to go off. Probably only one. The whole building's not going to go off. That one, they put out about 13 gallons a minute, so basically a little more than like a garden hose would. It's going to come out, but it's going to come out fast, and it's designed to keep the fire where it started. Might not put it out completely, but it's designed to keep it there so that you do have time to get everyone out of the building. I went around and checked all the emergency lights, and they all worked. Everyone that I checked worked, so that in the event of a power outage, the emergency lights will go on. Now, they're only required to stay on for 90 minutes. They're designed to come on and give you enough time to get out of the building. If you choose to stay, expect in about an hour they're going to start to dim and maybe flicker. As I said earlier, the annunciator should report which smoke detector went off, or in this case a heat detector. Again, I don't want you to go in search of, but in the process of getting people out you can do some investigation. I mean, you're all smart enough that you can see something, smell something. If you do, when you get out, let the firefighters know what you saw and smell. That's really important, because I mean, that's one of the first things we want to hear when we pull up is that everyone's out of the building. We don't want to hear that somebody grabbed a fire extinguisher and they're in there trying to put it out. This is the fire extinguishers that we have in various places throughout the building. There's one at the front door, one at the front door. Some important things we want to look at, and this is something you could do almost every time that you walk by. The date should be within a calendar year. Make sure that this yellow needle is up in the green. If that yellow needle is at 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock or somewhere out of the green, there's a possibility that the gas that's in here to push the extinguishing agent out has leaked out. Got a grease fire. If this thing is on fire, the best thing you can do is put the lid on it. But cookie sheets, almost all. Of course, I grabbed a small one. The best thing you can do, use this like a shield and kind of slide it across. So we're going to go over the how to use one of these real quick. Remember, PASS, P-A-S-S. Okay. First thing you want to do is pull the pin. Now there's a little like we talked about, the little breakaway. These things, it looks like a wire tie. It's not. If you can't pull it straight out, if you turn it like a key, that will break. This thing breaks that easy. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pull the pin. Now, if our pan is on fire and the flames are up here, I want to aim at the base of the fire. I don't want to aim up here where the flames are. I can start, but I want to aim down here where the base of the fire. Now, the thing I'm always doing, I'm starting with my back to the door. If that fire's there, I'm starting so that I have a way out. A is aim at the base of the fire. I'm going to squeeze this trigger. Now, I'm going to squeeze this trigger when I'm about 8 feet away. I'm just going to point it at the floor, give it a shot, make sure it works. So and I'm going to squeeze. That's my squeeze. My first S is squeeze. and then I'm gonna sweep back and forth, and I'm gonna slowly work my way in. We wanna make sure that we don't plunge down in there, so we wanna start blanketing and then work our way down to try to get that fire to go out. Again, once this thing runs out, put it down and walk out. You wanna make sure that dryers do get hot. We wanna make sure that we don't store stuff on top of them. It's one of those things, it's like you don't think about it. I know in my house that it piles up, and that's where everyone folds the laundry and leaves it there. Somebody throws the next load in. I will tell you that a dryer fire is probably one of the worst smelling smokes you will ever, the wet, acrid smoke, it just makes you want to choke. We want to make sure we clean the lid filters. Downstairs, we walked around and wanted to make sure that we keep storage away from the water heaters and the furnaces, that kind of stuff. Fire alarm pull stations, you have to push in and then push down. Push in and it says pull down. Read this, the instructions are right on there. You want to make sure that you do that, because if you try to pull straight down, it's not going to do it. If you just push it in, it's not going to do it. They call it dual action, so that we don't get a lot of faulty alarms. Push in, pull down. I mean, the residents around, I guess their families sometimes might be bringing stuff. I didn't see any extension cords here. I want to caution you, if we start seeing these kind of extension cords, I call them dollar store extension cords. I've heard people call them zip cords. They're not designed to carry a heavy electrical load. They're not designed they won't dissipate the heat well of a heavy electrical load. The wire, the conductors in here are very thin and fragile. What happens a lot is they fail at the connection points. They had a space heater plugged into this. It's missing half of the metal here. When I got to the call, it was the first one there, this thing looked like a 4th of July sparkler blowing sparks across the room. Fortunately, it was it was dinner time. Somebody was in the room and saw it. Had it been 3 o'clock in the morning when everyone's sleeping, it could have been a tragedy. Especially, we see it a lot, especially with space heaters, because people want to get them closer to their bed. Space heaters are a problem that way in more ways than one, because you always want to keep them 3 feet away from combustibles, so people put them up next to their bed, knock the comforter off in the middle of the night so it's either right in front of it, on top of it, or they have it plugged in with one of these things. I see a lot of problems with space heaters.
That's why they're not allowed by state requirements here. There's
exactly.
No space heaters.
Because they've been such a problem. These cords are such a problem that I had 6 fires in the past 18 months that were caused by these cords. And some of them did significant damage and hurt people. So, I mean, it's one of those things that we've got to be aware, as the residents are, and their families are bringing stuff in, they want plugged in. If you see something, I mean, I don't want to say cliche, but if you see something, say something. It's not a safe practice. Not all surge protectors are alike. This is one of those ones that you would probably get in a 3-pack at like Walmart or Target or Home Depot or something like that. This is not a surge protector. This is what they call, it's actually called a relocatable power tap, and basically all it is a slightly glorified one of these. This didn't have the capacity to withstand that electrical load. Again, see a lot of these things, we chase a lot of odors. Like when you get an odor call, a lot of times you find stuff plugged in to one of these that might be causing a problem. I said the things with heating elements, things with compressors also. Refrigerators, wine coolers, dehumidifiers, all that kind of stuff needs to be plugged directly into the wall. This is a unique as far as assisted living, in my opinion, I think it's great. It's very homey, and having somebody who lived in one for a little bit, one not as nice as this, but some of the bigger facilities have what they call fire safe areas. Some of the bigger facilities actually have, even though it's the same floor, where you go between a set of fire doors and you're essentially in another building. So priority has to be getting people out of the building. After people leave the building, it's okay to close the doors, but I wouldn't close doors until we make sure that everyone's out of that room. Now, any questions? And anything else I need to go over? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Easy. That was easy.
Thank you.